Hello everybody, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. So today I'm very excited to get into a new series or a new series of videos that I'll be launching here called Planets Through the Signs. And in this series I'll be taking each of the grahas, each of the planets, and then taking them through all of the rashis, all of the signs. So for example, this series, the first one that I'll be doing will be Moon through the signs. So I'll talk about what are the qualities of a person with their moon in Aries, a person with their moon in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, so on and so forth, all the way through the whole zodiac. And then after that, I'll move on to other planets like the Sun, Mercury, Mars, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a lot of videos coming out for this, but I'm making these for the purpose of trying to create very short, easy to digest pieces of content that if you're using as a kind of like a supplementary study tool to study your chart. So for example, if you have your moon in Taurus, you can then go and look up, well, what are the qualities of a person with moon in Taurus? And eventually, I'll get into conjunctions and houses and, all those different things. But when you think about it, it's literally hundreds or thousands of videos to make. So obviously making that much content is going to take a period of time, but this will be kind of a foundational place that I'm starting. And then, we'll continue to build into more elaborate interpretations of charts from there. So before I get into any of that, be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because I don't want you to miss out on any of the content that I'm putting out that could be valuable for you. And I put out a lot of different content, so be sure that you get notified when different videos are coming out, because there's a new one every other day. Now, before I actually get into like moon and Aries or anything, I'm going to start the series off by just talking about this first video will just be the qualities of the moon itself. What is the moon in Vedic astrology? What does it symbolize? So in Vedic astrology, the moon symbolizes our mind and our emotions. Now, keep in mind, this is not the intellect. This is kind of the higher mind, the more intuitive mind, the emotional mind. Intellect is represented by Mercury, which we'll talk about that whenever we get into that series. So then we can see that the moon being associated with like the mind, emotions, it's a feminine planet. They say in the text that Chandra rolls like a ball. It's like a ball. He rolls around, he moves. So it's associated with the element of water. It's a very fluid, like a mobile planet. It's considered a benefic. So the moon is a generally kind of a softer planet. You could say it that way. And that's because our minds are what? Our minds are very malleable. They can become many different things depending on what input we're putting into them and, circumstances and situations around us. And the moon is also the way through which we experience our karmas. What do I mean by that? So think about two people in like a similar situation, and one person might have the perspective that like, yeah, this is difficult, but it's really like not that bad. It could be way worse, or I'm learning something from it. It's challenging me in a good way. And another person could have the perspective of like, man, this really sucks. Like the universe is just always punishing me. Like I feel like I'm cursed or something like that, right? This is, a good ideal of, that would be a good example as well of the difference between a victimhood mindset and a warrior mindset. But the point is that if those are two people are experiencing the same, they're in the same situation, but they're having different experiences of it. What is that? It's different karmas. Okay. So you can experience karma differently than another person, even though you're in the same situation. And that is because karma is experienced through the mind. The mind is our individual point of perception through which we experience our reality. So depending on where that is in the chart, and whether there are like other planets with it, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, what house it's in, aspects, all of those different things are all going to have a influence on how we perceive reality, how we perceive the world. So that's a very short introduction into what the moon is If you found this valuable, remember, go ahead, like, subscribe, share it around if you found use in it. And make sure you hit that notification bell too. That way, again, you don't miss out on any videos that could be of use to you. If you're interested in any of my services, you can click the link that I'll leave in the description below that goes to my link tree, which is kind of a one-stop shop for any of my different social media services, my website, my email, all of it's right there. So no matter what you're wanting to look for, it's all available through that one link. So that's going to be in the description below. Click that if you're needing to get into contact with me for whatever reason it may be. But that's going to wrap this video up, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. I always appreciate the support. And remember, by creating more awareness, we create the opportunity to be the best versions of ourselves. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time.